Good Monday afternoon for August 1st, 2022. This is Bob Randall and Company Live. And if this time, please say hello and welcome to my favorite co-host, Mr. Randall Santa Checker Lee.
It's a long list. I know it's a long list. How are you? Good to see everybody. Welcome to Monday night afternoon. There we go.
Yeah, there
It's,
you
it's
go.
night somewhere, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It's been a long day
I
so
almost
far.
get tongue-tied every time I try to say the full name. Of course, you're just Randy Wagner to me, but I mean, you do have your performance name, and we try to get that in there when we can. All right, looks like we got Joe Eady, Kat M. Hazen, AJ Bayless on with us today. Good to see you guys. Hope everyone's had a great weekend. And I know for us here, it is the same old picture, hot and dry. It's been 58 days since we had measurable rain at DFW Airport. Now, the last couple of days, there was some spotted showers around, and we did get a drizzle here, just enough to wet the ground. But it was just a teaser. We need, probably 12 to 15 inches of rain just to get caught up on, for the year, for our yearly average. And been crazy, been hot. 40 days, pretty close going on 40 days of 100 plus. We had like 3 days where we didn't reach 100. Before that, we had 2.5 weeks. So looking at 50 something days worth of 100. Hot, hot, hot. Now, I noticed you guys are getting systems coming through up north, nice and cool.
Yeah, it was 58 degrees last night. It was supposed to get light showers this afternoon. It's been fantastic. I took a walk this morning. It was so beautiful out. In fact, one of our guests watching there, Joe, the weather was so nice in Michigan the other day, he rappelled down off a building in Ann Arbor. Said weather was so nice up here. He could do an big outside event. It was so nice up here in Michigan the last few days.
I saw that. I've been following that. How cool,
Crazy.
the opportunities that are afforded Santa throughout the year, mainly Christmas, season. But hey, that July event, that more and more each year, that July event is beginning to grow. More Santas are picking up work and getting to do cool stuff. I mean, how cool is that to rappel? And the bonus is for a good cause, serving his community.
Yeah, see, that's what it's even. I mean, it just added even, not just a fun thing to do for Christmas in July. It's a charity thing besides. So it's a double positive. I got to do a baseball game this year and was a guest referee, or just it was fun being Santa at that. It was a riot. So just things like that at a semi-handicapped event. It was very cool.
Yeah, again, if you're not lucky enough to have that extra July event, start working your market. Get out there and talk to folks. Go to different public meetings and things that they have at your city council or your Rotary Club. I mean, there's so many places that you can go and just pass out a card and say, hey, you guys have this going on this time of year. How about adding Santa to that, or Santa and Mother Claus, or the elves with Santa? But get out there and promote yourself. Do yourself justice. Get out there and hit that pavement and see if you can pick up some of those fun jobs. And the bonus is you make a few extra dollars, but for most of us, it's the fun of it and being able to serve our community, and especially, like you say, for charitable events or for good causes.
I mean, we might as well take advantage of now. It's only 146 days till Christmas. So then the season's already over in 146 days. And then, most of us get started in less than 196 days till November 5th.
Exactly. Today being August 1st, you and I were just talking before the show back in the green room. Gosh, we'll blink our eyes and August will be over with, and September slides in. September being a short month, I say short, 30 days. And then October hits, now is the time to start preparing, start looking to pick up those extra gigs. I was lucky enough this week to pick up a couple of new photographers to do some mini sessions with, and that's going to help fill out my season. And I am so excited to be able to have that opportunity to be able to do something a little bit different. I mean, I've done photography work many times in the past, but sitting at the mall, you kind of get in that little grind, that same old thing every year. Your clientele, you still have new people coming through, but it's always exciting to get out and do something new and refreshing. Now, Joe, I got to agree with you. That first step is the toughest. Now, you would think that Santa flying 10,000 feet in the air in an open sleigh with reindeer would not be scared of heights, right? But I trust my reindeer, and I have the reins in hand, and we do have GPS on the modern sleighs nowadays. So uh, I feel a little more comfortable in the sleigh. But gosh, man, stepping off the roof of a building, I know your heart had to be pounding and the adrenaline was flowing.
Yeah, it had to be that first, like he said, that first step had to be a doozy. That is the, like he said, a step of faith that you're wow, but what a rush! What a rush! I don't think this Santa could have done it. I don't know. I don't know.
My knees get weak when I get anywhere close to the edge. So I don't know. They might have buckled and I might have went down head first and landed on my noggin. Who knows? But, now I did notice in the photos that he was posting as I was following his journey, the rigging that they had looked absolutely as nice of a rigging and safe as could be. So I'm sure he had a lot of confidence within the rigging and those folks who helped him rig up and get over that first step. But Joe, I got to give my hats off to you, brother. Fantastic job.
Yes.
See here, we have a Facebook user says create a marketing folders and make a plan to contact new potential clients like daycares and photo photographers. Ellen, hey, that is a great point there, Ellen. Absolutely, and I guess it was also you that said call or send emails to your past events, families to rebook, and those who have not done so. The season gets really sneaks up on us all, even Santas who are prepared and we know it's coming, and we try our best to go ahead and get that checklist done, get our suits ready, our boots polished and ready, and all the things that we have to do. But sometimes folks are so busy living life day in and day out that they don't realize how quick this stuff is sneaking up on them. So again, great point, Ellen. Get those folders and things out. Make a tripod, make a bipod. Send out, if you've got your clientele's information, which you should have, you should start, a folder with all that information in it. Reach out to them, send it out to them, give them a phone call, and say, hey, season's coming up. We were just thinking about you. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, like Bob was talking about earlier about doing photographers. I've done you beginning of the year and early in the season, go basically dressed up and little more fancier Santa thing, and go directly to the photographer studio. Stop in and say hello. Have your flyer, your postcard, whatever you're going to drop off, but look the part, see what they're going to be, and make that contact. It is the time. I know it's warm at 100 degrees to go out there and do that, but
that's when you go and Santa casual. Try to dress down a little bit.
Santa casual, but go look the part. Go in person. It's surprising how far that goes when Santa shows up.
Yeah, down here in the South, you step out with your high top Converse on, and you step out onto the driveway, and the soles of your shoes melt. You got to make it quick.
We don't have that problem up here very often. Ours will freeze to the concrete more often than we have.
Gosh, that's a good problem to have. Me and the wife was just talking. The older we get, the harder it is to handle the heat. With cold, you can put enough on to stay warm. You can build a big enough fire to stay warm. You can turn that furnace up if you've got the money to pay that oil bill or your central heating bill. But gosh, man, with the heat, it is hard.
There is only so many layers you can take off. There is only so many layers you can take off. You can put extra layers on.
AJ says his suit's all ready to go for this season. That's good, AJ, man. You got to jump on it. Just always go back and double check your checklist and make sure that you've got everything done that you need to do. There's so many things to prepare for a season, especially someone like myself who sit at a major mall 7 days a week, covering all the hours. Got to make sure your medication, think about it. If you're going to start in November, you got to make sure you got your prescriptions filled for November, December, maybe even January. Because I know, gosh, man, for 2 weeks after the season's over, I don't want to do nothing. I am just so tired. And speaking of, that kind of brings us back to next week. I want to say thank you so much to my co-host, my friend, the wonderful Randy Wagner, who took the show last week and did a phenomenal job with Scott Saratine there in Oklahoma. You guys knocked it out of the park. Great job. I needed the rest. We had a long 2 weeks leading up to Branson and in Branson itself. And man, I was tuckered completely out. I was so worn out. I couldn't hardly, I couldn't hardly see straight. That's how tired I was. And I needed a little bit of a break, and you guys gave it to me, and I thank you so much.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be a part. As like I said, it's nothing more fun than having saying hello to our brothers and sisters in red. Seriously, it is such a great community. It touches there so often,
I agree 100%. This coming into the Santa community, I wasn't privy to knowing a lot of folks that had been Santa. It was something that was, as many of us was asked by a relative to do a event of 40, 50 children. And, that first year, it was almost like a fuzz, it's just, it happens and it's done, it's over with. But then you realize, oh my goodness, this is something I have to keep doing. And, but after that first year, I started settling in, found Tim Conahan and his school, went to school and started getting the brunt of the folks in the community. And, we are so fortunate and so lucky to have so many great brothers and sisters in this industry that wear their shirt off their back, help you in any way they can. I know you and I are ones that reach out and help so many anytime we can. It's a pleasure and an honor to be able to pass along the little bit of information I may have, anything to help. And we're just blessed to be in this industry, Randy.
Yeah, really. I mean, it is. I don't know of any other business. Like I said, I do entertainment too. That's what I do. And the magic business is not like this. The clown business is not like this. The only business that I come close to when it comes to my entertainment is the ventriloquism business, and they're pretty close like that. And they have a pretty strong camaraderie. But when it comes to the Santa community, I mean, like I said, it is just it's incredible. I mean, the talent, the care, the concern of others are just. I mean, I tell you, it's intoxicating sometimes how good they can make you feel and how much you want to connect. It really is. I thank so many people that have helped me throughout the years. I can't thank everybody enough.
Well, we're better together. We always love to come back on that. My app support. Excuse me. Thinking of that, so many different types of industries. For me, circle track dirt racing, I was competitor. I was the next guy's competitor, and you didn't share information. You had to learn by the seat of your pants the hard way. And there's so many different industries that are that way. Your competition, and therefore no information is shared. But in this one, we're all in this together, and I just absolutely cannot say enough good things about the Santa community.
Hey, Ben.
Well, thank you, Ben. That is, it's an honor to be able to help you guys anytime. I know Randy feels the same way. Anytime. I don't care if you think it's a silly question or if you can even do research. Remember, YouTube and Google are your best friends.
Yeah.
But, there's nothing like experience. And for those of us who's been doing it a little bit longer than some others, reach out. I mean, Randy's been entertaining his whole life, not just as Santa, but as magician, balloon artist, all the different things that you do, Randy. And a lot of that stuff crosses over. And so everyone, don't hesitate. You need help, reach out to us. All right, let's see here. Let's move along. We've already been on the air about 15 minutes here. I think let's jump into our trivia. You ready for this?
Yeah, it sounds great to me. Trivia time.
Hey everyone, Elf Angela Mack here for Bob & Company Live. The show about nothing. Bob & Company Live is brought to you by Santa's Closet. Santa's Closet has been delivering unique, value-packed Santa and Mrs. Claus accessories since 2004. Santa's Closet's main goal is to provide both a superior customer experience with tremendous value for their customers. Santa's Closet brings more than 400 separate products to the Claus community at a reasonable price. Don't forget to check out their sister site, MrsClausJewels.com, where Mrs. Claus Janice is a leading supplier for Mrs. Claus, elves, and Santa jewelry, knickknacks, and accessories. Both Tom and Janice are passionate about exceeding your expectations, bringing you products of unparalleled quality and design. Visit their sites at santascloset.org and mrsclausjewels.com. This is Angela Mack reminding you to catch our show every Monday at 3 p.m. Central. Thanks for watching. Now let's get back to Bob and Company Live and today's Monday Santa's Closet Trivia.
All right, Randy, you have the honors.
All righty. This is the question of the day from Santa Closet. It is, which mountains in Canada are named after the 8 original reindeer? That is, which mountains in Canada are named after the 8 original reindeer? Yes, there are mountains in Canada that are named after the reindeer. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. They've got a name, and there's other special names to the mountains there too, which is part of the answer.
It is. That was a pretty cool little tidbit that I ran across. I thought that was pretty neat and fitting. Since tomorrow night, who we'll talk more about here in just a moment, tomorrow night we are having a reindeer expert on the show for Tuesday Night Live. So this kind of goes hand in hand with that. Get us warmed up, get us ready to go. Which mountains in Canada are named after the 8 original reindeer? Like we got some answers coming in already.
Well, we got some names, but it's Canada mountains, not a U.S. mountains there. So it's we got some answers.
That's true. That's very true. So we will reveal the answer and the tidbit side notes to that answer later on in the show. So let's move along and let everyone continue to pop in some answers there. Don't give up on it. You never know who has the right answer.
And remember, the first answer that we check at the end of the show. We decide who is, and of course, the 30-day rule. If you've won in the last 30 days, you have to wait. You're kind of in timeout for 30 days. So
of course, that's the Scott Parker rule. It's got a name, and Scott had a little bit of a dilemma today. He was trying to decide what kind of cookies he wanted to serve to the Scott Parker Club today while they were sitting in timeout. So I hope he came up with a good, gooey, hot, fresh. Gosh, it makes my mouth water.
AJ put a good picture of a couple good cookies in there. Chocolate chips. A stack of right below Scott's question there. Look, real good picture there, AJ.
I saw that, and at the mall, the children were, not just the mall, but in general, children asked Santa, what is your favorite cookie? Well, I always tell them, of course, chocolate chip. But then I play a little game on them and say, but wait a minute. Does Santa have the right to change his mind? And they'll look at Mom and look back and say, yeah, I think I got one I like better. And they'll say, okay, what? Double chocolate chip. Oh, my goodness. Ooey gooey, bite into it. Get chocolate all on your mustache. And I'll look down at the children and say, but wait a minute, you don't have a mustache. You don't have that problem. Anyway, good way to play with children.
Yes, yeah, I that's a wonderful thing with the mustache. I always tell the children, they always ask me, am I something? And I tell them, this is just a silly cookie, snickerdoodle. It makes me laugh to hear the word snickerdoodle. It's such a silly word. I just think, I tell the children, I love chocolate chip, but the snickerdoodle is such a silly name for a cookie.
Yeah, yes, they do. There is Canadian Rockies.
There are Canadian Rockies. Yes.
Yeah, there is. But anyway, let's move on at this point, and let's talk about tomorrow night's show. Preview the Tuesday Night Live show for August 2nd, 2022. Now, all things in life change at times. You always have to have a plan B and a plan C, and that will be the point of view tomorrow night that I'm going to be doing. A little talk about how to be prepared. But always have a plan B and a plan C. Sometimes even that's not enough, right? But we had to make a switch this week. And instead of having the original reindeer farm from Marysville, Tennessee on the show, we're going to have Miranda Ritter. Her and her family, her father, mother, and all have a Kansas City reindeer farm up in Independence, Missouri, which is a northeast suburb of Kansas City there. And she will be on the show. Now, we first got to see her presentation to Branson a couple of weeks ago, and she is so funny, personable, sweet, kind, knowledgeable, and really cares about her animals. And so she's agreed to jump in and fill in for that tomorrow night's time slot. So looking forward to that. That will
We
be a
hear
lot
about
of
the
fun.
reindeer anyway, so which is fantastic. I mean, Miranda is really, really nice. She's got it's going to be it's super interesting about the reindeer. I mean, they're such a cool animal, and all the little things about their ligaments and their feet they click and about losing their. I mean, it is very interesting. If you don't know, or even if you know, it's great to hear and refresh for the season.
That's exactly right. And again, I didn't even write into the script about the ligaments clicking, but that is something that I will bring up as a follow up on one of the questions tomorrow night. But there's so many questions that you can ask about the reindeer. You think, well, reindeer are fuzzy little animals with hoofs and antlers, and they roam around the tundra and eat new grass shoots. But they are such a fascinating animal, and the history, the way the herds migrate, the difference in different sizes and even shapes of the reindeer, from caribou to reindeer. So tomorrow night's going to be a very informative session, something that all Santa's Mrs. Clauses need for their backstories.
Really do, yes.
Something that really helps sell your authenticity is knowing about the reindeer, because they are a big part of who we are. So tune in tomorrow night, catch more with Miranda Ritter, Tuesday Night Live for August 2nd, Kansas City Reindeer Farm. All right, so let's talk about the Red Suit Conclave coming up. Oh my goodness. How cool is that, Randy? Take it away.
Man, it's this weekend. I can't believe it's this weekend already. The Red Suit Conclave. It's MAP's 4th annual. We've been doing it for 4 years. Of course, COVID a few years ago we did it online, but I can't believe it's here already. It's Saturday and Sunday up in Saginaw. We have 11 different classes between Saturday and Sunday. 11 different instructors, anywhere from a couple of Mrs. Claus's classes to a very unique. Erica is going to do in fact, Roger Mitt and his wife is doing the thing on Mrs. Claus. It's going to be very unique. And Sean White, another lady that's been doing Mrs. Claus for a while. So we have specially Mrs. Claus classes. We have Bruce that was on last week is going to be there about voice, marketing. It's going to be a fan. Besides just getting together with your brothers and sisters in red is just phenomenal. We've got a Saturday night dinner out together. It's going to be just a hoot, I guess. I guess is the right word. I guess since you're in Texas, I can say hoot. We don't really say hoot up here very much, but it'll be a riot up here in Detroit. We can say riot, right?
Yeah, right. Down here it's hoot and holler.
It's a riot. Well, riots are different things up here, though.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a phenomenal event. I mean, it really is. 2 days, and it's crazy. Like, it's free. It's the event because it's put on by MAPS, because we're an organization in Michigan. It's all sponsored by us. You have to pay for your hotel and your food, but you don't have to be a member of MAPS to join in. If you can drive up, fly up, hitchhike up, catch your sleigh, really join us. That'd be fantastic. It'd be fantastic for you to join us for the weekend.
Anytime you guys up there at MAPS get together, it's informative. It's full of personalities. You guys have got some really great characters up there. Michael Howe, Michael Byer, Randy.
So many talented Santas and Mrs. Claus.
And Mrs. Clauses. My gosh, y'all got some of the best Mrs. Clauses in the world there in Michigan. That's one thing Michigan and Texas has in common. We have great Santas and great Mrs. Clauses, and everyone really works well together.
We help each other out. That's the thing. We try to make each one of our members better, and I know Texas does too, and many other states do it too. But we really that's like the forefront of what MAPS likes to do, besides being a social club. So, but yeah, it's going to be. But I can't believe it's here already. The first weekend. It's crazy.
Time just flies by so fast. It's amazing how quick things get away from you and how quick things approach you when you look forward to them and you plan for them. But
you think they're further out in the future. Oh, we got plenty of time. It's further out. It's a few months away. It's this. It's that. Next thing you know, it's here. It's here.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I noticed that we've got a few other folks on now. I want to say hello to Santa Adam Renfro. He's on watching us today. Shannon McCain, Santa Tom up in Vancouver, Washington. Hey, Santa Tom had quite the adventure. He left I don't know. I would say, if I can remember correctly, a couple of weeks before Branson, traveled across through Colorado, visited with friends and family, made his way over to Branson, him and his wife, and had a great time there. He and I chatted so much through the course of the School of Santas, got to know each other better, and really quality gentleman right there. He left there. He went over to the east, did some dillying and dallying, as we say down here in Texas, over there in those states, and then trucked back across to Vancouver. And I think he's only been home a handful of days. I know he and his wife have got to be tired after that long trip. But always good to have those guys on. David Dixon, hello to you, sir. See you from Arkansas.
Santa Mark is on. We got Larry Jones. That's fantastic. Great to see everybody. Great to see everybody.
Great audience today. Absolutely. All right. Now then.
What year was St. Nicholas born? That was a unique question. That was a good question.
Yeah, Larry. There's the history, and I'm trying to get this out without, going into too much depth, because I've been accused of talking too much here. But the history of St. Nicholas is not really documented that well because of records weren't kept well back then. But to the best of our knowledge, 270 A.D. was the year that he was born. Now, different Santas, Mrs. Clauses within the industry take different dates as the date within 270. For myself, I use December 6th. But there's so many important dates throughout the year that's tied to St. Nicholas and Santa Claus that you could pretty much use any. Just remember, whatever you start with, you've got to continue with, because once you tell any children, it kind of becomes your backstory. Now, what a lot of guys do, and I love the idea of this, is that you use your personal birth date, day, month, and date. Is what I'm trying to say, not the year, and then add the 270 to the back of it. That way it's easy for you to remember when someone says, well, how old are you in years? Well, then you can take your birth date, say January 1st, 270 AD, calculate that out, and tell them it's been 1,752 years or whatever. And that works really well for a lot of folks. So different answers from different Santas. You'll find different things. December 6th is the feast day celebrating his death. And since that was so close to Christmas, that's why I adopted the December 6th. It's really funny. I told a young lady one year at the mall, she asked me nonchalantly, and I told her December 6th, 270 AD, and that would be 1,700, whatever the years was at the time. And this was when I first appeared at the mall, early November. Looked up. She was in line one day, and it didn't dawn on me. She comes over. She hands me a birthday card. It happens to be December 6th. She came back to see me on December 6th. Birthday, and that was such a special and wonderful visit. And she gave me some little whatnot, some stuff she made, and some cookies and candy and that sort of thing.
Very sweet, That's sweet.
Always special, very special, for sure.
I would say the date, the thing, but when they ask me how old I am, because they look at me and they, how can you be 1,700 and some odd years old? And I kind of wonder, the children aren't going to believe that I'm 1,700 years old. So I try to get them, can I tell you a secret? Can I tell you a secret? Shh, make sure you don't tell your parents. It's something just between you and me. Are you ready for this? I am 1 day older than I was yesterday.
That's a
1 day older than I was yesterday. And then they look at me like, what in the world did he talk about? And then you're done.
Great answer. I love that. Yeah, and of course, now if you get into the Jewish holidays, Hanukkah, and some of your other holidays that coincide with other religions and things, there's various dates that work for you. December, 15th, so forth and so on. Larry said he was told 273 AD, December 19th. So see, there's so many different answers floating around out there, Larry. That's what I was saying when we first started talking about it. Get different guys use different things. Just find something that works for you, something you're comfortable with, something that you can remember. Build a little backstory around it, because backstories are important in this industry, and go with the flow.
Yeah, keep it consistent for your story. Just keep it consistent then. I mean, be within reason. Don't all of a sudden say, I was born the day after, 1 AD or something. If you want to do that, then just keep consistent with your backstory, and it'll be easier for you to roll off your tongue. It'll sound more believable, and it'll sound natural when you say it. So it definitely is.
Oh yeah, and
within the
remember,
parameter.
a very important part of telling a backstory is anything you say can be looked up on YouTube and or Google. Children are very smart, very privy to the internet. So try to find something that's going to be backed up and make that, your presentation and use that. But just remember, they're always going to be checking on you because that's what they do.
They're faster on that thing than we are. In fact, they've got it in their hand while they're talking to you most of the times,
Exactly. All right, so let's move along on to our upcoming guests and shows. You guys said last week, you and Scott, what a month we have coming up. Well,
Incredible.
today's really just the 1st of August, and we're lucky this go around it. We've got 5 Tuesdays in this month. So, when you speak of a month, you usually think 4 weeks. So let's go through the next 4 weeks of who we have on, and I'll let you go ahead and have the privilege of talking about this.
Great. On August 9th, incredible. I mean, this man has been, a Hall of Famer in Santa, Tom Conahan. I mean, he does Santa school phenomenal. He's been a Santa for 53 years. Wow. I mean, that's some accomplishment, and always great to listen to. Besides, his school is phenomenal. That's August 9th. August 16th is Chuck Ellis. He's been a professional Santa and Cotton State. He's a Cotton State Santa. Again, will be some wonderful stories. You're going to giggle on some too. And of course, on the 23rd of August, is Bill Denny, right? Denny,
yeah.
Denny. Also professional Santa for years. He's also Santa Taylor, the LLC, but he's Santa Taylor, so not that Taylor, but Santa Taylor, as in sewing Taylor.
He's a seamstress. And
a seamstress, a sewing Taylor, not Taylor as in West Coast Taylor. But Bill will be, interesting to hear about costuming and suits. And I'm sure he's got some great stories about how Santa suits have changed in these years. I mean, it is sky's the limit. So I want to get one of those white suits that I saw the other day on a post. Wow. And the 30th of August, Santa Nana. And her talking about her university, Deanna and Judy. What a class they put on. I guess phenomenal class there in Branson a couple weeks ago. It's not just meant for Mrs. Claus. It is a class for all Mrs. and Santa. Don't
and elves. They even cover some important tips for elves. Two of the most knowledgeable women in the industry, Deanna Golden, secretary for IBRBS for a number of years now, and probably, let's not say probably, has definitely been the most influential woman within the organization of IBRBS since the ladies got full membership. She stepped in and has done a phenomenal job and a lot of really great ideas that have been implemented. She has really been an important part of who IBRBS has become. And then Judy is such a great teacher, so personable, sweet, kind, knowledgeable. Can't send up good things about Deanna and Judy.
Yeah, just again, like we said, a phenomenal month, August. Again, don't forget tomorrow night with Miranda and the reindeer, about the reindeer. So we've got a phenomenal month ahead of you on Tuesday Night Live. Just don't miss them. And of course, we save them, on YouTube. So you can always, like tomorrow night, I can't make it tomorrow night either to watch, but I will watch it on the replay. I've got a.
Absolutely, and they're still over on the Tuesday Night Live show Facebook group also, which most of you are probably watching us right now from. Back to Tim real quick, Conahan. He was in Houston this last weekend, had his school down there, had 40-plus Santas and Mrs. Clauses in his class. I spoke to him on the phone day before yesterday, and he's really looking forward to coming on the show. It's something that he doesn't do a lot of, but he's got some really cool stuff coming up, and some cool things he's going to share with us. So that's the following Tuesday, not tomorrow night, but the following week, August 9th.
Yeah, he was up actually in Michigan at one of our MAPS events, and earlier in the year, he did a Thursday and Friday school for us. So,
You know what, Tom? I told you there in Branson, you and I was talking, and so many of us Santas get this whim that we want to become Santa Claus, and we go out and start sinking all this money into costuming and into schools and everything to make our performance, the knowledge and performance, the best that we can. And a lot of the Mrs. Clauses aren't on board at first. The wives sit back and not for me. I'm not one to show off or be in front of people but they go to these events with you. They help you get dressed. They make sure that you're fed and ready to go out and do your performance. And each time they go with you, they see how much fun you're having. And each time you have a little bit more fun, and they come a little more receptive to the fact that, hey, this is not so bad. And as they start to go to schools, as Branson, as you and your missus did, they start to see that, hey, there's something here for me. And so congratulations on trying to almost getting her convinced, Tom. Hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed and we'll maybe see her as Mrs. Claus very soon. Larry Jones, congratulations on Cabela's in Waco. That's a great store down there, great city. Absolutely, beautiful on the Brazos River, I believe. But fantastic. Happy for you on that. And yes, white suits are Father Christmas, but some of the seamstresses have developed a Santa version of that kind of walks away from the traditional Father Christmas look more into of a Santa Father Christmas, hybrid. And when Randy mentioned the white outfits a while ago, that's Eric and Moesha Elliott. And they're real close to you, just south of you there. They're in Clean. And they had a outfit that they wore in Branson that just took everybody's breath away.
Yeah, just
them being a diverse couple, and I mean, just one of the sweetest couples you'll ever meet in your life. Absolutely, both of them have a personality bigger than the earth itself. But those outfits they had on just took your breath away. Absolutely,
they really were. They're stunning, really.
All right, let's move on to our trivia answers. You ready for this one, Randy? Go ahead and answer.
All right, our trivia answers is yes, the Christmas Mountains. The Christmas Mountains. That is the answer. The funny thing, of course, they're all named after all the original 8 reindeer. There's no Rudolph, but the original 8 reindeer. And there's actually 2 peaks there in Christmas Mountain. One is North Pole Peak. The other one actually is St. Nicholas Peak. So there's so it's that's really cool that this is a new one to me. I think it's wonderful that there's a whole mountain range named after all the reindeer, and of course North Pole and that. But they are the Christmas Mountains. So congratulations to everybody that get the right answer. We will see who the first one to get it. But congratulations.
Yeah, I did not know this tidbit about that either. Doing research as I do each week, looking for good trivia questions that are different that we haven't used or that we haven't seen out there before. And this one just jumped right out at me. Of course, Christmas Mountains is kind of cool. That's the first thing that catches your attention. But as I read on, it says that it was a region of old growth forest nestled in a remote wilderness. And within these hills are peaks named after the 8 reindeer, Santa's 8 reindeer. And boy, I was like, all eyes at that point. And that's pretty cool, though. Something I didn't know, and I hope that we was able to enlighten a few folks with that one. And it's something that you can build into your backstory. That's little tidbits of information that you can always use, from here to there. Did you have a clear-cut winner yet?
Yes, Joe Edie.
Who?
Joe Edie.
Well, hello, Joe Edie. Jump off that building and win the trivia question. How about that? Congratulations, Joe. Good job. If you will, brother, get that information to me in a private message, your full mailing address, and I'll get that over to Tom Quillamelia and get your gift on its way. Little package that he sends out to the winners. Larry, I'm not sure exactly where in Claim, but if you'll look on Facebook, they have a page together. It's Eric, ERIC, capital N, as in Nancy, Moesha, Elliott. That's Elliott. Eric and Moesha Elliott, and they are super receptive. They will take your information, any questions, anything you have. Uh, just reach out to them, man. You're going to fall in love with them like the whole Santa community has. All right. Hello, Ray Bradshaw up there in Denton, Texas. Brother, you need to send some of that little bit of rain y'all had this last week down here to central Dallas County where we can get some of that. You guys up there in Denton County are hogging it all. Can't be doing that.
Yeah, the parts of the U.S. that really hogged way too much rain. Vegas flooded and everything else. It's way too much rain.
Kentucky, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy how these weather patterns are this year. We run into this every 10 years or so where we have extreme heat and drought, and the drought just keeps getting worse. And you know, the desert Southwest is like really, I mean, they're on like a 10-year drought right now. Lake John Wesley Powell, there at the Arizona-Utah border, is drying up. Lake Mead, there in Las Vegas, is drying up. I mean, it's dropping feet, not just inches, but feet per week.
And that's scary. Where's it all going to come back from? You know.
Well, you know the Colorado River starts up on the western slopes, up near Aspen and all that western slope mountain runoff, and then of course your rivers in runoff from Montana, Wyoming, and up that region all funnel down into the Colorado, to the Green River, Colorado River, and it's just extreme drought up there as well as everywhere. There just hasn't hardly been any snowpack at all on the western slopes, and the scary part about all this is the water rationing that is taking place right now. They've already started cutting water to major towns and cities in the West. You know, all 5 or 6 major Western states with large cities are being affected by this. So pray that we get a change in patterns, and the United States, the Northern Hemisphere, will start getting a little more rain, and we can, you know, come out of some of these conditions that we're in. All right, Randy. Hey, Santa shorts. We got to do it. You ready?
Ready.
All right, Angela.
Hello, everybody. It's Santa Shorts, a short peek into the world of Santa. It's about agencies. We earlier talked about agencies, and I think we're going to have some special things about what would I do if I was an agent coming up in the next few weeks thing. But there's so many great national organizations of agencies for Santas to work for full season events. If it's Sherry Hill, if it's Hire Santa, if it's Nationwide Santa, if it's Santas for Hire. Those are the nationwide that you can work for Cabela's, you can work for the malls. They can give you seasonal work. And of course, then some local things, but you know, they might be based out of Texas or California, and you might be based out of Maine or something. So they don't take care of your local things. So it's always fun to also then get a hold of any local agencies in your area. Like I said earlier about going to your photographers, do the same thing. Find out where you have some local agencies in your area, talent agencies. If you want to work for an agent, go to them, dress up either in your summer look or something, and have some promotional material, have pictures, have flyers, have your business cards, everything else. Stop in and say, I'm Santa, bring a candy cane, and make that sales call as Santa to a local agency. Now, some people love working for agencies. I know when it came to my magic years, I did years, I only worked for agencies. It kept me that busy. It was fantastic. The only oddball part about that is I worked like crazy. The agency made money. Of course, I made money, but after the agency was done, nobody really knew who Randyl Lee was because the agency ran my promotional work, my advertising. So my suggestion is it's good to work for agencies. It really is, because they can get you sometimes the dates that you can't on your own, or you can't get national accounts. But don't forget your local promoting yourself, because you don't want to be out there and all of a sudden the agency's gone and I'm not working anymore. Now I'm working, thank goodness, but do all your local promoting too. Work for yourself, work for agencies. There are many non-reputable local agencies in different cities. So it's good to make sure that you cover your own bases by doing your own promoting. Then you have control of your mailing, you have control of your own marketing material, things like that. So definitely, agencies are great, but limit them as far as I'm concerned to how much you do every year. But I tell you, it's nothing better that you can sign a contract in June, July. I'm booked for the season, let's say, and that is a good feeling. It's a good feeling for a lot of Santas to know that's the way it is. So, and the larger Santa agencies that we have here that are on, Tuesday Night Live do such a great job for Santas, really care, and are as fair as they can be under the circumstances. But remember, you're working 100, 150, 200 hours a week. So you're not going to get the $150, $200 an hour that you might get at a country club, that you're only going to work 2-3 hours for that season. I'm sure it looks great. You get that check at the end of the day and it's $750 or $1,000 for that day of work, but you're working one day and that's all you're filling in. You're not going to make the $6,000, $8,000 for the season. So, and my suggestion is do a little bit of both. Do a little bit of both because they work hard for us Santas and Mrs. Clauses. They work hard for their money too. Most of them have entertainment background, so they understand the business. So my suggestion is work for both, but don't go without promoting yourself. Have that website, have that Facebook page, have those postcards, those business cards, tri-folders, whatever it is. Go out there and email everybody a remind your people from last year you're coming. So that's what I suggest doing, a little bit of both. There's good and bad agencies. So agents or not, yes, do them both. But coming soon, there will be a little thing. So if I was an agent, and remember what agents want, they want to make sure you look good, you're on time, but that should be anything anyway. We should always be on time and always smile. So that's what they want. Don't forget that. Thank you very much. This was Santa's Shorts. We'll see you again next week with maybe something out of Santa's bag.
Wow. Now that was a load in Santa's Shorts.
That was
That was pouring on, Randy. That couldn't have said it better. Everything you said was valid points, and again, some guys, myself, I love knowing what time I got to be there, how much I'm going to make, when my check is going to be in the mail. Those are all good things if you work for a photo company or an agency that it takes the like you said, the worry, the wonder, the not knowing, and puts the performance back in where you can concentrate on what you have to do without having to take care of the business end of it. Now, some guys are business orientated, which I've always been. I don't mind, doing the business end of it, but it really does kind of distract you at times from preparing yourself for the performance. And, so find what niche you like the best.
Yeah,
and like Randy says, do a little bit of both. That's what I'm doing this year. I've, signed with Cherry Hill again, and then I'll be doing a lot of independent work on the side.
Yeah, I do. I suggest Santa's try both. I mean, like you said, some people just aren't marketing majors. It's just too much work or whatever. And like you said, you like that. I mean, it is exciting to know that in June you just signed a contract for $6,000, $8,000, whatever $1,000. It's a nice feeling, to know that. And I got to be there this time. There's nothing wrong with that. And places of work now, and it's far more respected than it was years ago when you made $10 an hour at local mall. I mean, it's far better than it was. Than doing worry about it. You're going to get your check from you're going to get your check from the company director. You're going to do but I suggest do both. And there's plenty of business out there both ways. Plenty of business.
Yes, there is. But like you said, don't expect to make that $100, $150 an hour with an agency or a mall. But you got to look at the big picture with those, because it's what you can make over the course of an agreement, a contract, whatever. And for me, I like money. What can I say? It helps pay the bills.
It is the root of all evil, but necessity in life.
It is. It's not everything. Us Santas have the heart. We do it for the children. We do it for our communities. That's what what really drives us all and brings us into this Santa community and keeps us here. But we do have bills to pay, so anytime that you can make enough money and come out on the other side with a smile on your face, you're doing great.
Well, without that contract, we're not going to meet the children anyway. So it kind of goes hand in hand.
Yes, it does. I got to say real quick, I just looked over at the comments. AJ, you got your stuff from Tom and Santa's Closet, and really happy with your stuff. He does send out a great little box of goodies.
Yeah.
Gosh, a bunch of little giveaway stuff that you can use, and then if you find 1, 2, 10, 12 things in that box that you really like, you can always order more from Tom. And I also know that AJ got a pair of Spangles reader glasses from trivia week before last, 2 weeks ago, and he put up a picture of himself with them on. Fantastic look, AJ. I love those glasses on you. I know there was a Santa that had mentioned to you that there was other options, but hey, sometimes just let that go off in one ear and out the other, because you look fantastic in those glasses. Great video of the fireworks show that I watched. A good job you did there. And I got to say, the concert, oh my goodness, the concert was great. Keep putting the good stuff up, sharing your content with us, AJ. We enjoy what you're doing, and thank you, brother. All right, Randy. Anybody out there got any questions you want to ask me or Randy? Anything you want to talk about? Any future segments you'd like to see? We've got some really new, cool stuff coming up as far as segments. Randy and I are working on different things to broaden the Monday show out and make it even better with more content, which we love. If you got anything you'd like to share with us or say, Ray Bradshaw says, I'm wishing I was at the North Pole. Hey, he's in Denton. He's just 30, 45 minutes away from me here in Mesquite, Texas. And like I said, it's been hot here, and we're all wishing we was at the North Pole right now. Goodness. Larry Jones, that's correct.
Put it on the site. Ideas, so.
I'm sorry, Randy. Go ahead.
Oh, I apologize. I would just put it on the site if anybody's got any ideas or here's to talk about. We'd be glad to. They would be,
Yeah. I was referring to Larry Jones there. Said Rudolph was an ad from Montgomery Ward's a department store. That is so true. That was a marketing ploy that they came up with, and that's how Rudolph was first mentioned and came about. The song came from there, and then the claymation movie from there. And what an addition to Santa's backstory and to Santa's North Pole, Rudolph. And as we'll learn tomorrow night, that it's not uncommon for reindeer to have red noses at times. And we'll talk about that more tomorrow night with Miranda Ritter and the Kansas City Reindeer Farm. I'm trying to grow a beard. Any hints? I'm taking supplement vitamins to help grow my facial hair. Anything else you might suggest? Beard oil, beard balms, any type of beard supplements. Of course, you're taking biotin, I assume. You can double up on biotin. I've talked to my doctor about it before. I doubled up on what the bottle actually says, and what your body does not absorb is excreted through your urine. So, I mean, it's a terrible subject to talk about, but it's true. So don't worry about taking too much. Whatever your body needs, it will absorb. I've been taking biotin for about 12 years. And as a youngster, my beard was, fairly sparse at times. I had bare spots. I had weak points. I've always kind of had a good head of hair, so I've been fortunate there. That comes with genes. But, you can supplement. The other thing, like I said, beard oil, very important to keep your beard hydrated, especially if you process, which I do. I had to process around my mouth and along my cut line right here. The rest of it's pretty natural. My hair, I still do have dark salt and pepper on top, so that's something that you have to do. Condition. Find a good hydrating conditioner. Something that I actually learned from a lady that was a hairdresser for 40-something years. She retired, went to work for Sally's, our local Sally store, Pure Beauty Supply. And she told me that what a lot of folks don't realize is that when you process, that even though you shampoo after you put your leaching material in and wash it out, that it continues to set in your follicles and work, and that's why some guys get rashes, redness, and even blisters. That it's very important to use a pH balance shampoo after you process. You don't have to use it every time. You can just use it that one time. That stops the leaching process and cleanses the pH, balances your hair. And then again, use an in-shower conditioner, rinse that out, get out, use a spray-in or a cream conditioner. And each day when you get up, use conditioner. If you don't use conditioner, again, Beard Balm or Beard Oil. There's lots of good companies out there on the market to use. Just research and find something that you like. Just remember that a lot of the non-Santa beard companies have certain oils in their beard formulas that will turn your beard a brassy look, give it almost a yellow look. So try to find something that doesn't have that. Slaymaster Beard Products, Charles Barnett in Memphis, Tennessee is a great one. That's a family recipe that he has been in his family for generations. It will not turn your beard yellow. There are others out there. Just do your due diligence and research and make sure. If you don't know, write the person on their contact page and ask them. They'll be honest with you what products they have. And most of them have a list of ingredients anyway. But those are just tips for me. You got any, Randy?
Yeah, I have to bleach like crazy too when I start bleaching, and it is just horrible on the hair when you bleach as much as I have to. And it is condition, and then oil after. But I found out the hard way about the wrong beard oil. And I'm going like, wow, I just had it bleached and I'm putting in the oil. And it's like, it had that funny little, when it was bleached. And I didn't know until a couple of years ago that there was just oils for, of course, regular beards, but oils that really specifically work better for white, so you don't get that color. But yeah, that's something you really got to, and I don't wish I could remember what that certain name of the chemical is that's in there. But since I just buy from the same person now all the time, I don't have the problem. But yeah, but that is, and when you condition, can rinse out as cool as water as you can. So as much conditioner stays into the follicles of your hair. Like you don't want to rinse out in some of you like a hot shower. Don't rinse in hot water. Keep as much conditioner on your hair as possible.
That's a great point. And too, after bleaching, always, the last thing you want to do is you've had this this process that you went through for 30, 45 minutes, an hour. It's usually just over an hour by the time my wife gets all of my hair done, and I touch up here, and the time I get in the shower. Also, remember, a very important tip is that do not, like for instance, I have this dark spot on top. I don't bleach this part here just before the season, just to make sure it's good and white. But when my wife does mine, she only brings it down to where the coloration stops and the white starts, because if you overlap too much there, it causes a brittle point in your hair, and that hair will start to fall out at that point. And that's the last thing you want to do. Shannon, also remember that your beard is a different type of hair than on your head. Your beard, they're both hollow. That's where I believe it's keratin that is stored inside that open tube like a straw that gives it the color. And when you bleach, leach, whatever you want to call it, process it, it sucks that out of that and it leaves that tube hollow. That's why it's so important to use conditioner, because that helps fill in that emptiness, that void inside that empty straw, and causes it not to be brittle. And brittle is where you get your breakage. And remember, too, not to shave underneath your neckline. Let all this fill in under here. That's what gives you your fullness.
Your fullness. When you have more products in your shower than your wife, you're Santa.
Well, and clothes in the closet. I mean,
closet too.
And I have a red bag I carry that has SE on it. That's my hair care bag, and I tell folks all the time, before I became Santa, I jumped in the shower, had short hair, short, tight beard in my face. Took me 15 minutes. I threw my clothes on in 5, and I was out the door in 20, waiting on the girls in the house. Come on, let's go. We're going to be late. Oh, my goodness, it's the other way around now. They're ready in 30 minutes, and it takes me an hour and a half. So,
oh, goodness.
Yep. All right, so we've been on for an hour today. This is one of our longer
Wow,
shows
wow.
for Monday. We've had a lot of great content today, though, and I
Yeah.
love the fact that we are able to share and teach and give some guys some pointers. Shannon, if you want to reach out to me or Randy, either one, just PM us, and with any other questions you might have about beard, hair care, we're
Yeah.
not specialists. We recommend that you go to the specialist, go to your local Sally or beauty supply store, talk to the folks there. I can go to my Sally's. There'll be 4 or 5 different girls that work there throughout the week, and each one of them will tell you similar things, and then some of them have better tips than others. And so just talk to folks, ask questions, and just be careful with your hair and beard, and don't take any chances with it, because this is our lifeline. All right, thank you, Ray. Love you too, brother. And we're gonna get together and try to get a eat and meet going up there, hopefully this month, August, and up in your neck of the woods. I'm working on it and see what we can do. Real quick before we close the show out, guys, got 2 very, very dear friends, both excellent Santas in the Santa community, both Hall of Famers, and both need our prayer. Normally we could pray. I'm just going to reach out for those who believe in prayer. Please say a prayer for Santa Rex Ray, who is having triple bypass surgery today. Have not heard if he's come out of his procedure yet or not. They had to catheterize one side of his heart to go in and do the procedure. And him being in his 70s and such a vital part of our community. Great man to talk to. Great stories. Funny, personable. Keep him in your prayers. And along with him, Santa Tom Carmody. Thomas Carmody up in Denver had been in the hospital for weeks, had a shoulder procedure done, ended up having some difficulties, ended up spending longer in the hospital than he wanted to, came home last week. I've talked to him twice. He's weak. He's trying to build his strength back up. He's got therapy to go to. And unfortunately, his bedroom is upstairs, and he's having trouble getting up and down the stairs at this point. Put those 2 in your prayers, please. And, ask the Lord to help give them strength and to guide them in their recoveries. All right, guys, thank you so much. Fantastic day, Monday, one of our better shows I think we've had in a while. Great content, Randy. You're always full of such great information.
I'm full of something, but
well, I think we all are, because we're all characters in our own way. And if our mothers and our wives and daughters and granddaughters didn't love us, who would, right? We're lucky to have them. All right, guys. So at this point, I'm going to say thank you so much in behalf of my co-host, Randyl, Santa, Checker, Lee, Randy Wagner. Sir, always a pleasure to be in your company. Thank you so much for all your great information. Thanks to everyone who joined us today. We'll see you next Monday right here back at 3 p.m. and hopefully with some new cool segments coming up. Don't forget tomorrow night, Miranda Ritter, Kansas City Reindeer Farm, full of information, fantastic stuff you can use. Thank you so much. Randy, close us out.
thank you guys again for joining us. Don't forget, tomorrow night, everybody stay safe, stay magical. Thank you very much. Thanks, Bob. Angela, thank you.
Bye.